the time the Vatican put Galileo on trial. Dive into science versus faith. In 1633, one of the most brilliant minds of the Renaissance stood before the Roman Catholic Church, not to be praised, but to be judged. That man was Galileo Galilei, and his crime was promoting a radical idea that the Earth revolved around the sun. To us today, that's basic science. But in the 17th century, it challenged the very core of religious doctrine and the accepted understanding of the universe. The Church supported the geocentric model, which placed Earth at the center of creation, a belief that had stood unchallenged for over 1,000 years, rooted in the teachings of Aristotle and Ptolemy. Galileo's trouble began when he publicly supported the heliocentric model first proposed by Nicholas Copernicus. Using his telescope, Galileo made stunning observations. Jupiter had moons, Venus had phases, and the moon had craters, evidence that not everything revolved around Earth, and that the heavens were not the perfect, unchanging realm the Church described. In 1616, the Church warned Galileo to stop teaching heliocentrism as fact. He agreed, but in 1632, he published his most famous work, Dialogue Concerning the Two Chief World Systems. Though framed as a neutral debate, the book clearly favored heliocentrism and mocked the old Earth-centered view. Worse, the character defending geocentrism was named Simplicio, which many took as a veiled jab at the Pope himself. That was the final straw. In 1633, the Inquisition summoned Galileo to Rome. At nearly 70 years old and suffering from arthritis and blindness, Galileo was interrogated and threatened with torture. Under pressure, he recanted his views, declaring that he no longer believed the Earth moved. Legend says that after recanting, he whispered defiantly, "Eper esse move," and yet it moves. While that quote may be apocryphal, it perfectly captures Galileo's spirit. He was sentenced to house arrest for the rest of his life, and his book was banned. But his ideas couldn't be imprisoned. Galileo's trial became a symbol of the clash between science and religious authority, a moment when curiosity and reason were branded dangerous. Centuries later, the Church would reverse its position. In 1992, Pope John Paul II formally acknowledged the error, calling it a tragic mutual misunderstanding. Galileo's legacy lives on, not only in science, but as a reminder, challenging dogma takes courage, and sometimes that's what moves the world.